Ashtotarita Shishimad Abhay Charanarvindam Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paribraja Kacharya Ashtotarita Shishimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Kodi Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. ISKCON BBT Sangstapakacharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Gaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinde Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gogopinath Shama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapurnavadi Dham Ki Jai. Gangamai Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Shrimati Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Shrimati Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Yagni Ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Samveda Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. So today we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, Chapter 6, entitled The Killing of the Demon Putana. Text number 12. Okay, good. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tasya svanena tigabhira danghasa. Tasya svanena tigabhira danghasa. Sadri mahidyauscha chachala sagraha. Sadri mahidyauscha chachala sagraha. Rasadisascha pratinidire janaha. Rasadisascha pratinidire janaha. Petu shito vajra nipata shankaya. Petu shito vajra nipata shankaya. Tasya svanena tigabhira danghasa. Sadrir mahidyauscha chachala sagraha. Rasadisascha pratinedire janaha. Petu shito vajra nipata shankaya. Anyone else? Tasya svanena tigabira ranghasa Sadrir mahidoscha chachala sagraha Rasastisascha pratine dire janaha Petushita vajra nipata shankaya Tasya svanena tigabira ranghasa Sadrir mahidosha chachala graha Sarasitsascha pratine dire janaha Petushito vajra nipata shankaya Tasya sena tegabira ranghasa Tasyaha of the great Rakshashi Putana Svanena the vibration of the sound Ati very Ghabira deep Ranghasa forceful Saadrihi with the mountains. Mahi, the surface of the world. Dyaocha, an outer space. Chachala, trembled. Sagraha, with the stars. Rasa, below the planet Earth. Dishaha cha, and all directions. Pratinedire, vibrated. Janaha, people in general. Petu, fell down. Shitao, on the surface of the world. Vajranipata Sankaya, by suspecting that thunderbolts were falling. Translation. As Putana screamed loudly and forcefully, the earth with its mountains and outer space with its planets trembled. The lower planets and all directions vibrated, and people fell down, fearing that thunderbolts were falling upon them. Responsively, as Putana screamed loudly and forcefully, the earth with its mountains and outer space with its planets trembled. The lower planets in all directions vibrated, and people fell down, fearing the thunderbolts were falling upon them. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur remarks that in this verse, the word rasa refers to the planetary systems below the earth, such as Rasatal, Atal, Vital, Sutal, and Talatal. Text 13. Nisha Charitam Vyatitas Vyashnshur Vyadayashkesham Charano Bhajan Api Prasarya Goste Nijarupam Astita Vajrahato Vrito Ivapatang Nripa. Translation. In this way, the demon Putana, very much aggrieved because her breast was being attacked by Krishna, lost her life. O King Parikshit, opening her mouth wide and spreading her arms, legs, and hair, she fell down in the pasturing ground in her original form as a Rakshashi, as Vritrasura had fallen when killed by the thunderbolt of Indra. Purport. Putana was a great Rakshashi who knew the art of covering her original form by mystic power. But when she was killed, her mystic power could not hide her, and she appeared in her original form. Text 14. Patamanopi yadehash trigav yutyantara drumang churnayam asarajendra mahadasitat adbhutam. Translation. O king, when the gigantic body of Putana fell to the ground, it smashed all the trees within the limit of 12 miles. Appearing in a gigantic body, she was certainly extraordinary. Purport. Because of the grievous hurt imposed upon her by Krishna's sucking her breasts, Putana, while dying, not only left the room, but abandoned the village and fell down in the pasturing ground in her gigantic body. 15 through 17. Isha matrogra dangstrashayam giri gandharvanishikam gandasaila stanam raudram prakirnarunamudajam andakupa gabhir traksham Pulinnaroha Bishanam Badhasetu Vajovangri Shunyatoyam Kradatraram Santatrashu Smatadviksha Gopa Gopyava Kalevaram Purvam Tutan Nihishva Vasnita Bina Hrit Karda Mastakaha. Translation. The Rakshashi's mouth was full of teeth, each resembling the front of a plow. Her nostrils were deep like mountain caves, and her breast resembled big slabs of stone fallen from a hill. Her scattered hair was like the color of copper. The sockets of her eyes appeared like deep blind wells. Her fearful thighs resembled the banks of a river. Her arms, legs, and feet seemed like big bridges, and her abdomen appeared like a dried up lake. The hearts, ears, and heads the cowherd men and women were already shocked by the Rakshasi screaming, and when they saw the fierce wonder of her body, they were even more frightened. Text number 18. Balam cha tasya urasi kridantam akutovayam gopyasturnam samyeta jagrihur jata sambramaha. Translation. Without fear, the child was playing on the upper portion of Putana's Rakshasi's breast, and when the gopis saw the child's wonderful activities, they immediately came forward with great jubilation and picked him up. Purport. Here is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Although the Rakshasi, Putana, could increase and decrease her bodily size by her mystic abilities, and thus gain proportionate power, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is equally powerful in any transcendental form. Krishna is the real personality of Godhead because whether as a child or a grown-up young man, he is the same person. He does not need to become powerful by meditation or any other external endeavor. Therefore, when the greatly powerful Putana expanded her body, Krishna remained the same small child and fearlessly played on the upper portion of her breast. Sadaishvarya Purna Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is always full in all potencies, regardless of whether he's present in this form or that. His potencies are always full. Purnasya Shaktir Vividhaya Shruyate. He can display all potencies under any circumstances. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukha Krativachalam Pangum Langayate Ganim Yat Kripa Taraham Bande Shri Gurun Dinataranam Paramanandamadavam Shri Chaitanyeshwaram. So, Krishna has killed this Rakshasi demon. The demon, Putana, had some expertise in the black arts, in magic, right? And by this black magic, she was killing many children. And so as we understand from the verses before, she had this idea she will kill Krishna also. Right? And she disguised herself. These Kechuri, they're called, Kechuri, witches. In the West, they're known as witches, right? Kechuri, they have mystic powers, right? They can take a branch from a broken tree, a tree that fell down from the wind, and they can fly on that branch to distant places. You know, sometimes in the West, they celebrate a Halloween, which is at the end of the summer and the fall. They call it Halloween, right? And that's a time, you know, it doesn't happen here in India, but it happens in America. There's so many trees, right? In the summertime, they're green. At the end of the summer, they give nice fruits, right? And then when the fall comes, that's why they call it fall or autumn, it's because all the leaves fall off the trees. So in America, they have these, other places too, but where I'm from, in Missouri, they have these forests, and they're green 1 minute, and the next minute, there's no leaves at all. They're all gone. So it's a very, it's like 1 minute all the trees are alive and the next minute all the trees are dead, right? So it's kind of a eerie feeling, and they celebrate a time called Halloween, right? And, they show pictures of witches riding on a broom, right? So people think this is an imagination. There's no such thing as witches, and nobody has supernatural powers. Right? This is all, superstition. But here we see from Srimad, the authentic authority, the words of Shukadeva Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit, that such persons exist, right? They're there. So, Putana disguised herself by her mystic power as a beautiful lady and came to the house of Nanda Maharaj in Gokul. That time the Brijbasis were living in Gokul, they had settled in Gokul. And Nanda Maharaj had been warned by Vasudeva that something is going to happen, so he was very concerned on his way back to Gokul, his home. But by that time, Putana had already entered into the house, and because she had disguised herself as very beautiful, very attractive, they were taken aback by the beauty of this lady. She was so attractive that they thought she must be the goddess of fortune, right? And they didn't object when she took Krishna and put him on her lap. People do that in the village. It's okay. A stranger will come and pinch the cheek of a child or put him on their lap and play with them, right? Because the villagers are very simple and they're not thinking anything, well, at least they used to be, I don't know. Nowadays maybe they're a little more cautious. Baby nappers, But they used to be very, simple and unpretentious, right? So in the same mood, Yashoda and Rohini, they didn't object, they didn't think anything of it. This beautiful lady came to their house and picked up Krishna and set her on her lap. But her real intention, that just as she had killed so many other babies under the order of Kamsa, because Kamsa was always fearing Krishna. He was actually always thinking about Krishna. He was very Krishna conscious in one sense, Kamsa. But in a negative sense, he was fearing Krishna because it was predicted that Krishna would be his death. And he was already aware from Narada that his nemesis, Krishna, had appeared somewhere else. So he had given the order, go out and kill all the babies. Right? Such a heinous act, right? And Putana was on the job. She was killing all these babies. And here she had come to Krishna. And she had him on her lap. And when she looked at him, she thought in her mind, this child, although he's in the form of a child, he could kill all the demons, right? Sometimes we get an inspiration from the Lord in the heart. Actually, as a super soul, he's always given us good advice. But we are not so intelligent to act on that advice. We do something that's wrong and immediately are about to do something wrong. And Paramatma said, hey, no, don't do that. But we in the next second, just ignore it. Right? In the same way, Putana is having this realization, his child can kill all the demons. But she went about her plan to kill him anyway, to try to kill him. it's described that she put the child on her lap like putting a poisonous snake on her lap, right? Mistaking it to be a rope that she will kill. But what was really going to happen? She was going to be killed. So she begins to feed the child, and Krishna immediately grabs the demon's breast and begins to suck, and sucks the milk, sucks the poison, and sucks her very life force also right out of her body. The Putana begins to scream loudly. And she ran out of the house, and she ran out of the village, and she ran to the pasturing ground. And there she fell down dead. But she made, just imagine the noise that this demon dying made. The lower planetary systems, described here, Rasatal, Sutal, Talatal, all trembled from the sound vibration. Such a loud. And all the people fell flat to the ground because they thought thunderbolts were falling from the sky. Have you ever seen a thunderbolt hit the ground? Hit a tree? Huh? Makes a very loud sound. One time I went to walk on Juhu Beach. You know, and there's a funny thing, on the way down, I had an umbrella. It was a rainy season, just like now. And I had an umbrella, and I'm walking, you know, and I was thinking, there was lightning in the sky. And I was thinking, you know, this lightning could finish me at any second, right? I could see the clouds coming in from the ocean. And I walked down as far as what they call the Juhu Chowpatty. And there I saw Sridhar Swami. He had no umbrella. He was walking in the rain. And he was coming back the other way, chanting his japa. But he went this way, I went that. So when I got to the Chowpatty, I turned around, and I was coming back towards Juhu. And when I got pretty close to this road that you turn into to come up to the temple, I forget, they call it Gandhigram Road or something. One big bolt of lightning came. And I swear, it hit the top of my umbrella. But my umbrella had a plastic handle. So my hand was insulated. But it threw my arm like way back, like a shock. And it ricocheted off the top of my umbrella and went into a coconut tree and exploded in the coconut tree. I thought that was pretty interesting. But definitely thunderbolts have so much power. You know, they can kill a person instantly and make a huge sound. And that coconut tree, a fire started in the coconut tree, even though it was raining. So, if anybody gets hit by lightning, it's over, right? Only Krishna can protect them. This demon, in Krishna Lila, the various demons are compared to anarthas that are within our hearts. I don't know, did anybody describe this particular anartha yet? Aristasur and Bakasur, they're all compared to different anarthas that reside within the heart. Did anyone discuss the anartha compared with this one? They did. Yeah. Okay. So it's the pseudo guru, right? It's the desire to be a guru for some material purpose. And don't think it's not in your heart. It certainly is. It's in all of our hearts. We all want to be guru, even though we're not qualified, right? We have experience. You know, you're dealing with somebody and they say, no, you should do it like this. That's that anartha, right? That's there in the heart. So, Shastra says that one should become guru only if one can deliver his dependents or disciples, students, or whatever you want to call them, from the cycle of birth and death. Right? If you can't, then you have no business becoming guru. But still, sometimes persons become guru for some material purpose. We see in the pastime of Bali Maharaj, Shukracharya, although he was posing as guru, he was advising his disciple to do the wrong thing. Huh? Here, Vaman had come to Bali and was asking for 3 steps of land. Shukracharya was advising, no, don't give him. He'll take everything. Right? But aren't we supposed to give everything to Krishna? Right? Sarva dharmam prityaja mamekam saranam praja. Surrender unto me. What does that mean, surrender unto Krishna? Huh? You surrender 100 rupees in the hundi, that's it, I surrender to Krishna. 100 rupiya ka darshan hota hai? Nahi hota hai. Everything you have to surrender. Mind, body, words. Iha yasya harer dasya karmana manasa gida. Everything you have to surrender to Krishna. So here Bali's come, Vamans come to Bali, asking for the surrender. And Shukracharya say, no, he'll take everything. Sab lek jayega, mat dena unko. This is Guru. Huh? Why? Because he was worried, Shukracharya was worried, if you're maintaining us, means him, his family members, etc., etc. And if this Brahman, who's actually Vishnu, takes everything away from you, how you'll maintain me? So you just tell him, because if your livelihood is at risk, you can tell him that you didn't really mean that, or you didn't know what you were saying. Bali advised him like that. Shukracharya advised Bali. So this is not the position of guru. If a guru advises his followers to engage in sense gratification, and they do that, right? They can do. You have to be careful. Why? So that he'll have some material gain, right? That's just like taking children to a well, a blind well. Blind well means very deep. You can't see the bottom, so blind. Blind well, very deep well. Taking those children to the well and throwing them in the well, right? Advising dependents, disciples, to engage in materialistic sense gratification is just like that. This is the pseudo-guru. One has to find actual guru. Who's actual guru? Actual guru is someone who is preaching the message of Krishna. The bona fide message of Krishna, contained in Bhagavad Gita, and the pastimes of the Lord and his devotees contained in Srimad Bhagavatam. It's not difficult to be guru, Prabhupada says. Chari deko, Thari deko, Krishna upadesh. You give the message of Krishna, and then you become guru. Right? So, this is an anartha that's there, and we have to recognize that anartha and clear it out from our hearts. Take it out from the heart. It's compared to like a weed. It's a weed, right? The devotee wants only one thing, the service of Krishna. He's satisfied to serve Krishna. He's satisfied to serve the spiritual master. And he doesn't speculate about that service. He serves Krishna in the way that is described by the devotee of Krishna. Without following the instructions of the devotee of Krishna, one cannot serve Krishna. You can't serve Krishna by your mental speculation. You can't serve Krishna because of some desire that you have, right? I'll cook nice prasadam every day and offer it to Krishna so that I can eat nicely, right? Yes, cook for Krishna, but cook for Krishna. And how do we cook for Krishna? We cook for Krishna according to the direction of Krishna's devotee, right? It's an art. Like everything in Krishna consciousness, it's a cultural presentation. It's an art. Cooking is an art. Chanting is an art. Kirtan is an art. It's artistic, right? So we should try to understand the art of cooking for Krishna. Just like the devotee that cooks for the Lord, he doesn't taste anything, right? Karmi cooks, they taste the soup and see if it's got enough salt, right? No, right? Very carefully, you do everything for Krishna. And in this way, as we serve Krishna very nicely, then the actual benefit of helping others in Krishna consciousness will have that Bhakti Shakti. You need Bhakti Shakti. Bhakti Shakti comes from Guru. His heart is filled with Bhakti Shakti. And when he plants the seed, right, the Bhakti Lata Bij within the heart of the devotee, and the devotee waters the seed through the process of hearing and chanting the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. That Bhakti Shakti, the beej of devotional service, it grows. So that other persons who come into contact with the devotee, according to the devotee's capacity, they also get that Bhakti Shakti, right? So, Srila Prabhupada many times mentions that one must have the association. Even Lord Krishna himself describes in Bhagavad Gita, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshana. Just try to approach the self-realized soul, because he's tattvadarshana, he's already seen the truth. And you inquire from him submissively and render service. And that way the knowledge will come to you. Right? Therefore, Srila Prabhupada warns us again and again that one must hear from the self-realized persons, right? Those who are actually following the instructions of the previous acharyas and their guru, they can impart the knowledge to you. And therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur warns that this anartha of Putana, in being the pseudo-guru, she dressed herself up like a beautiful lady, but actually she was a hideous monster, right? In the same way, I can put nice tilak, I can put nice kantimala, dekho, mere paas mala hai, right? This is a ticket into the Sunday feast. Andar जा सकते हैं. But unless we imbibe that humility within the heart, कुछ मतलब नहीं है. Humility. So that brings us to the next point. We don't have much time. Lokanath Goswami, right? Lokanath Goswami's disappearance today. Disappearance. We should all keep in mind that today is also the day that Bhakti True Swami is going into Samadhi. So it's appropriate. Already done, going on over. Okay. So usually on the disappearance day of one of the great acharyas, and also considering that today is the Samadhi day of Bhakti True Swami, we should chant Sparshad Bhagavad Viraha Sunita Vilap, lamentation due to the separation from the Lord and his associates. Mridanga? Cartels? Oh, okay, got it. Je anilo prema dana Karuna prachu Henu Prabhu Kota Gela Acharya Thakur Kaha Mora Swarup Rupa Kaha Kavira Kaha Mora Swarup Rupa Kaha Sanatha Kaha Dasaragunata Patita Bhava Kaha Mora Bhata Juga Kaha Kavira Eka Kale Kota Gela Gaura Natara Pashane Kutiba Mata Anale Pashiba Goranga Gunera Nidhi Kota Gele Pabo Nidhi Kota Gela Pabo Sesabha Sangira Sange Je Koilo Bilal Sange Je Koilo Bilal Se Sangana Paya Kande Narothamada Jayanilo Premadana Karuna Prachu He who brought the treasure of divine love and who was filled with compassion and mercy, where has such a personality as Srinivasa Acharya gone? Where are my Swarup Damodar and Rupa Goswami? Where is Sanatan? Where is Raghunath Das, the savior of the fallen? Where are my Raghunath Bhatta and Gopal Bhatta? And where is Krishnadas Kaviraj? Where did Gauranga, the great dancer, suddenly go? I will smash my head against the rock and enter into the fire. Where will I find Lord Gauranga, the reservoir of all wonderful qualities? Being unable to obtain the association of Lord Gauranga, accompanied by all these devotees in whose association he performed his pastimes, Narottam Das simply weeps. So the life of Lokanath Goswami is described that when he was young, living in his village, he heard about Mahaprabhu, the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, and he left his village as a young person, and he went to Navadvip, and there he met Lord Chaitanya. So he was very happy in the association of Lord, but after some time he realized that the Lord was going to take sannyas and leave Navadvip. So he came before the Lord and he cried bitterly about losing the association of the Lord. But Lord Gauranga told him, you go to Vrindavan, right? I'll meet you there. So Lokanath Goswami went, but somehow or another when the Lord came, he missed him and he couldn't get his association, and then he heard that Lord Chaitanya had gone to South India. So he went to South India, but he couldn't meet the Lord there. And he was in a lot of anxiety to again meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You see, the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, he's their very life and soul, right? Without him, they are just a shell. But the Lord appeared to Lokanath and said, go to Vrindavan, you be there, you'll have my association, be there. So Lokanath Goswami went to Vrindavan, and by chance he met Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and the 6 Goswamis. And here he found companionship. He found the devotees of the Lord that were equally attached to Mahaprabhu, and they were chanting his glories continuously, and in their association he felt the presence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lokanath Goswami lived very, very simply and austere in Vrindavan, right? He lived under a tree, no place, and a different tree every night, not the same tree. I remember there was this one sannyasi. He was a Gaudiya Math sannyasi, old man, right? But a very nice devotee of the Lord. And he, sometimes I used to meet him, and he was so austere and wanted no attachment. Even after, taking prasadam on a plate, he would tell them to wash the plate and keep it outside. No attachment. He didn't even want to be attached to his prasadam plate. Wash it and keep it outside. So, Lokanath Goswami, he was living in a village called Umarao in Vrindavan. And he was doing his bhajan. And Lord Krishna personally appeared to him. Out of his intense devotion, the Lord appeared, Krishna directly appeared to him, and gave him a deity of Krishna. Right? Radha and Krishna, Radha Vinod. So, then the Lord disappeared. And due to the disappearance of the Lord, Lokanath Goswami was in intense anxiety. Lord is gone, Lord is gone. Intense anxiety, couldn't do anything because He was in such anxiety that the Lord disappeared. And then his deity that was given to him personally by the Lord said, "Why are you in anxiety? I came here for your service. Now feed me." So then Lokanath Goswami immediately prepared some food to offer to Radha Vinod. Right? Many times he was worshiping the Lord there under different trees. The villagers came and said, "Listen, Baba, let us give you one bhajan kutir that you can live in. It's raining, heavy sun." He said no. And he used to keep his deity of Radha Vinod in a bag that he hung around his neck, so that the Lord was always with him wherever he went. That deity is now established in the temple called Radha Gokulananda. Do you know where that temple is? Huh? Who's been to Vrindavan? Raise your hand. Okay. Did you go to all 7 temples, the main temples of Vrindavan? Huh? You went? So first you start with Radha Madan Mohan. Then you go through the back streets, you come to Radha Damodar. Right down the street from Radha Damodar is Radha Shyam Sundar. Then you come up to Loy Bazaar, you go through Loy Bazaar, right? Pass through Loy Bazaar, you come to Seva Kunj. And there you'll find the temple of Radha Raman. So if you come out from Radha Raman and go right, not a very short distance, not a very long distance, Radha Gokulananda. Right? There in Radha Gokulananda is also the deity of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And some years ago, when I was visiting there, it was a very nice pujari, very friendly pujari. And he invited us to come for the prasadam of Govardhan, the Anakut. And he was cooking himself. So we gave a little donation there. And that day I couldn't come, but Jalatala went to have darshan, and he wanted to give some prasadam. He filled her up with all kinds of preparations from Anakut. Very nice devotee there, very friendly. I didn't find so much friendliness in other temples, but in that Gokula, Radha Gokulananda, very friendly. And there you'll also find the samadhi of Lokanath Goswami. There's a courtyard, and there are many samadhis. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Samadhi is there. Lokanath Samadhi is there. Lokanath Goswami. It's the bigger one. So if you have the opportunity, you can visit there. Very wonderful place. Lokanath Goswami never wanted to have any disciples. No disciples. But Narottam Das Thakur aspired to take initiation from him. He flatly refused. No. But Narottam Das Thakur, in the mood of a surrendered disciple, began to do seva for Lokanath, unbeknownst. Sometimes we like to do seva. Dekho, main seva kiya. I did this, I did that, right? Very quietly. Where Lokanath Goswami was going to pass stool, every night Narottam Das Thakur would go and clean it. Make sure it was clean, tidy, for when morning time Lokanath Goswami would come. And he did that for 1 year, unbeknownst. And Lokanath Goswami understood somebody's cleaning this place every day, right? And he came to know it was Narottam. And after that, due to his sincere desire to serve, he accepted him as his only disciple, Narottam Das Thakur. Right? Correct? This is the mood of the disciple. Huh? Who's the bona fide? He does humble seva. Krishna said, right? Prajna and seva. That mood of seva has to be humble. Right? Humble. Humble. This is the main quality. It's the bhushana, the decoration of the devotees is humility. Narottam had that humility. Lokanath Goswami had that humility. He was so humble. When Krishnadas Kaviraj went to him, he was one of the few left in Vrindavan, so he went to him for permission. He had gotten permission from Govindaji to write Chaitanya Charitamrita. Already got permission from the Supreme Lord. But still without the permission from the devotees, it's not complete. So he went to Lokanath Goswami, can I write this Chaitanya Charitamrita? He said, yes, you write it, but only under one condition. You don't mention my name. He didn't want his name to come anywhere. We're just the opposite. First you mention my name, right? Put me in the introduction, then you can write. Right? If we want to see what devotees are, we just look at ourselves, and what we are not, that's what devotees are. We're the antithesis of devotees. Right? And we can understand what a devotee is. So very humbly he lived in Vrindavan. And if you get the opportunity, his actual deity is in Jaipur, I understand. And there's a manifest deity, also Radha Vinod. So if you get an opportunity, you can go there. And on this day of his disappearance, we can pray to Lokanath Goswami to imbibe, even if we have one drop of the qualities of Lokanath Goswami, then we can assuredly make steady advancement in devotional service. So on this day, we can pray for his mercy. Hare Krishna. Are there any questions? Comments? Mike?
Generally, devotees of the Lord are very anxious to preach the glory of the Lord, and for they do many disciple this, that. And why he adopted this mood that I don't want any disciple or...
I don't know, you have to ask him. I can guess. It's like Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj. He didn't want botheration. His meditation on the Lord, his chanting, right? It's not that everybody that comes for initiation has, and mostly people come for initiation have some other idea about Krishna consciousness anyway, right? Neophyte devotees, kanistas, right? They want blessings. They mistake, initiation with something material. If they get initiated, their business will be successful, and, people don't have any idea, actually. Right? So in one sense, it's a great botheration. Can't say for sure, but his humility, he just was very humble, thinking himself very fallen. Right? You should be able to deliver your disciples from the cycle of birth and death. I can't say, but Lokanath Swami could have felt that he wasn't qualified, although of course he was immensely qualified. But a devotee never thinks they're qualified. Never thinks. Even Srila Prabhupada, he invited his godbrothers to come and assist him. Right? He was ready to have them be the acharya of the preaching that he did in America. Right? But they didn't come. They didn't come. They didn't help him. So who was going to initiate? Right? No choice. Yes.
Was serving and he didn't had any recognition sort of thing. He just kept on doing his sincere service every day for 1 year. While doing services, although we may not want recognition, but still internally somewhere in the heart, if somebody appreciates us and encourages us, maybe little recognizing our little effort, humble effort,
Yeah.
the overall effect will be probably more service. We may feel encouraged from within, not wanting or desiring for recognition, but overall effect will be more service may come out inherently from within.
Well, that's for sure. A devotee always encourages other devotees. That's, something that's very natural for an advanced devotee, is to encourage others in their devotional service. They do like that, right? And certainly when somebody encourages us in devotional service, we become satisfied in that way and inclined to do our service. But if we are always looking for that kind of feedback, it's not such a good thing. It will come automatically. If you do nice service, devotees will recognize it, they'll encourage you because that's their nature. But you don't do devotional service just to get that kind of encouragement feedback. You understand what I'm saying? If your goal is to always be getting that stimulus of encouragement, there was one famous philosopher said that, every person is looking for that 15 minutes of glories and fame in their life, right? They build something or they do something, and there's a function and there's a felicitation. It goes on for 15 minutes. Everybody tali bajate hain, and right? They get some good feeling, right? So that will be there, right? But that is not the goal. The anartha is if it becomes your goal. If that's the goal, that you want to be recognized, other people should tali bajate hain, then it's an anartha. It needs to be purified.
A small question I had. In the beginning you were talking about pseudo gurus, that Putana resembles a pseudo guru. So then you were telling this point very interestingly, that how Krishna is a Paramatma within all of us. Whenever we do something wrong, then Krishna gives us the hint from within.
Because Krishna is the original guru. Krishna is guru, the guru of everyone. But he manifests himself externally as guru to help us. Come in contact with who? The original guru. He leads us back to the super soul. He leads us back to the original guru, Jagat Guru, Krishna. He helps us to more and more be able to hear the instructions coming from the super soul within the heart. That's the business of Guru, is to connect us to Krishna. So we'll be able to, by his instructions, by his guidance, establish our relationship with Krishna, understand Krishna's position, and then go from there. More intense devotional service up to prem, love of Godhead. But he connects us to Krishna. Is that okay?
Somehow that direction is there, and we get lot of hints and lot of calling, you should not do this, this is wrong. But somehow the mind tricks me to tell that I'll not get affected.
Yeah, the mind is expert at misguiding. The mind is controlled is our friend, but mind uncontrolled is our enemy. Shatru. So mind, for so many lifetimes, the mind has been in control. Breaking that control is not an easy thing. And the mind is very cunning. It will misguide us. Basically, in so many lifetimes, the mind has been our guru. Whatever the mind says, we do, faithfully. Eat this, go there, see that, smell this, and we're just following. But when you come to devotional service, we hand over that charge to Guru and Krishna. Theoretically. But the mind is object. I was your guru. Now you're listening to somebody else, you're not listening to me. I'll see. Right? It becomes a challenge. But one thing is that we have, although the mind is very powerful, Arjuna was astonished in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita that Krishna is telling him to control the mind, because he sees the mind so powerful. It's like trying to control the wind. We all saw the power of the cyclone that came through here in the beginning of June, knocked down a coconut tree within a second. You saw that? How powerful is the wind? What's your name? Sharad. And if Sundar Chaitanya said, hey Sharad, get out there and control the cyclone, could you do it? Huh? It's a funny, right? Joke. Right? But Arjuna is saying, Krishna, you're telling me to control the mind. It's a joke. So powerful is the mind. Like trying to control the wind. And Krishna says, yes. Because it's Krishna's energy. Krishna's energy is non-different from Krishna. Who can control Krishna? So can anybody control Krishna's energy? Mind Shakti, very powerful. It's as powerful as his Shakti. But Krishna says you can do it. By what? Constant practice and detachment. So what is that practice? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And what is that detachment? 4 regulator principles. You do this, and who controls? Krishna helps us to control the mind. Krishna gives us the ability to ignore the mind's misdirections and to pay attention to the proper direction. Krishna. Krishna takes charge of the devotee. For the non-devotee, the material modes of nature are in charge. Goodness, passion, ignorance, like the waves of the ocean, sometimes tossed this way, another time tossed that way, drowning. But for the devotee, Krishna becomes involved. And according to the devotee's sincerity of purpose, Krishna helps him control the mind. Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande